Hi, this is Cousin Russ. Another in my series of office hours. Before I get started, I would like to know where you might be viewing this from. Just put it in the chat. I would appreciate it. Also, let me know if you are a user of the Family Tree Maker program. I see that I've got at least one person watching. Thank you. But please put a comment in the chat. Let me know where you're viewing from. One other thing, I put a description of what I'm doing with this series in the playlist description. If you would take a minute to take a look at that and have some idea of what I'm trying to accomplish. Finally, I have a blog and it is now in the banner. So let me change some screens around and let me get started. Because today I'm going to talk about another workspace, and I'll get my face off and so you can see the presentation. So uh, I'm going to talk about, I've been talking about the various workspaces in Family Tree Maker, and I had mentioned earlier that I have rules. I have rules for how I enter data into Family Tree Maker. I want to be consistent. I want to be able to find things easily. And there's some information that I want to see, and there's some information that I want you to see. So my agenda is to how this whole thing got started is a comment that someone had made in an earlier presentation, and that is I would be interested in hearing more about the rules in the tasks, what they are, and why. And I hope to do that. I've been going through each of the workspaces uh, so far, and I got a couple more to go. But I have these rules for each of the workspaces because I want to be consistent. I don't want to have to uh, look around for stuff, but I want to be consistent, at least for me. Along the way, as I go through the workspaces, I will share a couple tips and tricks. And I think I've been successful based on a couple of comments in earlier presentations that has worked. I have said before, there's things that I want to see, and there's things that I want you to see. And I'll show you how I do that, and I've done that already in several of the previous presentations. I'm also aware of the filtering feature of Family Tree Maker 2019. I use it a lot, but there's some tricks that I need to do to make sure they work the way I expected. And basically, it's my family file rules. Do you have any? Do you have them written down? And I see that I have a comment from the shy guy. Hey, Bill, how are you? Live stream solution. He runs a great game uh, on Sunday night, and the shy guy rules. The wheel of fun. Anyhow, so let me get going. And today I'm talking about the Media Workspace of the Family Tree Maker program. Just to all of the media files are stuff that are in my family file, and I'll talk a little bit more specific about some of the stuff. And this is a reminder, not all media files that you have in Family Tree Maker will be put in the Ancestry member tree. There's a number of file formats that Ancestry to this point in time does not allow that to happen. So here is the Media Workspace. All of these files that you see on the image are in a file name media folder. I always recommend that when you add a media file to Family Tree Maker, that you use a copy. So if something happens in Family Tree Maker, you make an edit on an image, that you always can return and find the original media file. Any work like renaming media files needs to be done within the Family Tree Maker program. And Family Tree Maker also offers some ways to organize our media files, and I'm going to talk about some of that. Start on my rules. There are two sort options within Family Tree Maker: sort by file name and sort by captions. My first rule is to coordinate the captions and the file names, and hopefully I'll show you some examples of that as I go forward. Again, I remind you that there's some of the things that I want to see and some of the things that I want you to see. Hi, Bobby from Granite Bay, California. Thank you for your chat message. And let me just bring it up so you can see your name. Thanks for joining. Appreciate that, Bobby. Okay, so I've coordinated the captions and the file names, and I'll demonstrate that for you. The next one is I use media categories. That's a great feature within Family Tree Maker. And if you have your media files outside of Family Tree Maker in different folders, think of the categories as a folder external to Family Tree Maker that you would have on your computer. The next one, I'm not sure how many people have thought about doing this, but all of my media files have citations. Where did I get that image from? Now, I may have some other items in the caption, or I'm sorry, in the description where I put the caption, but I want the citation to be with the image. Hi, dear Myrtle, and Adrian from Indiana, thank you for your comments. I am talking about the Media Workspace in Family Tree Maker. So all of my media files do have citations. I'll give you an example in a minute. Media files that I get from others, like the Find a Grave website, I mark as private. And I do that because I do not have permission to use that. My images I will put online, but other images I will not. So let me talk a little bit about the media categories. As I said, the media categories to me are like folders on your computer. This is just an example. Uh, there's a lot of them, but I know where I put the images. I know where to put an image or where it might be to see it. Now, here's an example of a media category, and down the left-hand side, you'll see headstones, find a grave. So that is the headstone category from Find a Grave. And here is where the sorting comes into play. I want to see all of the media files, or in this case, Find a Grave images that I have for Alden William D. Now, I've actually changed my file naming system to where Alden underscore becomes alternate dash. I wanted it to have the surname separated from the first name. So, but you get the point that because I have used the category, I can see all of the images or media files that I have for a person, and those are the 5 pictures, and it's by file name, and you see the underscore to point out the file name, because I'm now talking about coordinating file names with captions. So here is a different list, different person by caption. There is David Ridgely Howard. Oh, I forgot one. And David Ridgely Howard is someone I have researched But those are all the images that I have for him in the Find a Grave category. So I'm going to take that one step further because I want to have the images in date order. So the way I do that is by this is a caption, not a file name. I spell out his name, a dash space, and a year, space dash United States Federal Census. So that's the 1920 census, the 1930 census, the 1940 census, a death certificate from 1958, and a headstone, and there were 2 headstones. So by using the caption, I can sort it not only by group by name, but in the order that I would like them to show up. Now, where I do that is there is David Ridgely Howard's 1927 headstone that's there, and that is the caption that would have been in that earlier picture. And there is the citation. Now, the citation that I have for my pictures, I created a citation for photo journal. And in the photo journal citation I have is the date that I took the picture and some more information. So basically, that is how my rules for the Media Workspace and how and why I do what I do and the rules that I have set up. I'm looking for comments. So if you have any comments or questions about what I just presented, I will do that. I am trying to keep these recordings to be reasonable in length. Reasonable for me is usually longer than that. But again, please look at the description of the office hours playlist because I try to communicate what I'm trying to do with these recordings, and I tried to post an announcement that I'm going to do recording so that if you have subscribed to my YouTube channel that you get notification that I'm going to go live. Okay, that's what I had to cover today. I'll do another one probably tomorrow. And other than that, have a great day. Thanks for watching.